Brain scans show that procrastinators have a larger amygdala than non-procrastinators. That's the part of your brain that processes fear and threat. And it's directly connected to why you can't start that thing you've been putting off for 3 weeks.
Wait, what? So procrastination is a brain-sized thing? That feels like an excuse, not an explanation.
It's not about size alone, it's about connection. The amygdala in procrastinators has a weaker link to the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex. That's the part that's supposed to translate your intentions into actions.
So there's literally a broken wire between I want to do this and I'm actually doing this?
Exactly. And because that connection is weaker, your amygdala gets louder. It keeps flagging the task as a threat, something to avoid, and your brain just listens to it.
But a threat? Like my brain thinks my tax return is going to eat me alive?
Pretty much. Not a physical threat, an emotional one. Your brain anticipates negative feelings attached to that task: boredom, failure, judgment, confusion. And it decides, nope, we're not going near that.
So it's not laziness, it's like self-protection?
That's exactly what researchers at Fuchsia Soroa's lab found. Procrastination is fundamentally an emotion regulation problem, not a time management problem. You're not avoiding the task, you're avoiding how the task makes you feel.
Okay, that hits different. Because I've never thought I don't have time for this. I've thought I really don't want to deal with this right now.
And that's the exact pattern. Studies show that when people procrastinate, their mood actually improves in the short term. You feel relief the moment you decide not to do the thing.
That's honestly kind of true. The second I close the laptop and say tomorrow, there's this weird relaxation.
Right? And that's the trap. Your brain just got rewarded for avoiding the task. So next time that task comes up, your brain already knows. Avoid it, feel better. The loop gets stronger every time.
So every time I procrastinate, I'm literally training myself to procrastinate more?
Yes, it's a reinforcement loop. And it gets worse. Research from Timothy Peichel at Carleton University shows that chronic procrastinators report higher levels of stress, worse health outcomes, and lower life satisfaction overall. The short-term relief costs you a lot.
Wait, worse health? Like physically worse health? I thought this was a productivity problem.
It's both. Chronic procrastinators delay medical checkups, avoid exercise, put off sleep routines, and the ongoing guilt and low-grade stress from unfinished tasks actually raises cortisol levels, your stress hormone, over time.
So there's like a biological cost to putting things off. It's not just, oh, I'll feel bad about it. It's actually affecting your body.
Elevated cortisol over long periods is linked to weakened immune function, poor sleep, and higher anxiety. The task you're avoiding is literally making you sick in slow motion.
That's terrifying. But here's what I don't get. Really smart, disciplined people procrastinate too. Like it's not just people who struggle with everything.
Actually, high achievers often procrastinate more intensely on specific tasks, usually the ones tied to their identity. If you care deeply about something and fear doing it badly, your amygdala fires even harder.
Oh, so the more you care about something, the more likely you are to avoid starting it?
There's even a name for it: self-handicapping. Your brain would rather not try than try and risk proof that you're not as capable as you hope you are. Procrastination becomes a shield for your self-image.
That's uncomfortably specific. Like if you never finish the thing, no one can tell you the thing wasn't good enough.
Exactly. And studies show perfectionism doesn't cause procrastination directly. It's fear of failure attached to perfectionism that does. You can be a perfectionist who ships things on time, but if you're terrified of being judged, that's when you freeze.
Okay, so we've got fear, emotional avoidance, a reinforcement loop, health damage, and identity protection. Is there anything else? Because this is already a lot.
One more big one: your future self. Neuroscience research shows that when people think about their future self, the brain activity looks similar to thinking about a stranger. Not you, someone else.
No way. My brain literally treats future me like a random person on the street.
That's what Hal Hirschfield's research at UCLA found. And if future you is basically a stranger, then dumping all your tasks on them feels totally fine. It's not your problem, it's theirs.
That actually explains so much. Like why it feels fine to say, I'll do it tomorrow, even when I know tomorrow me is going to be furious.
Because tomorrow you is essentially a stranger you're making promises to. and we all know how well we keep promises to strangers.
Okay, so I want to recap. Procrastination is about fear. It's a mood regulation trick. It loops, it hurts your health, it protects your ego, and you basically abandon your future self. Did I get that right?
You got all of it. But here's the part that flips everything. The solution everyone tells you to use actually makes it worse.
Wait, what solution?
Discipline, willpower, just forcing yourself to sit down and do it. When your amygdala is already activated and treating the task as a threat, trying to bulldoze through with willpower is like trying to outrun your own nervous system. It rarely works, and when it fails, you feel worse about yourself.
Okay, that is a plot twist, because every productivity guru ever has told me to just be more disciplined.
And when that fails, which it does for most people, you don't blame the method, you blame yourself. You think you're weak, which adds shame to the pile. And shame, by the way, is one of the biggest triggers for more procrastination.
So the standard advice creates a shame spiral that makes the whole problem worse. That's genuinely backwards.
A 2010 study by Wohl, Peikel, and Bennett found something remarkable. Students who forgave themselves for procrastinating on their first exam were significantly less likely to procrastinate on their second exam. Self-compassion, not discipline, broke the cycle.
Being kind to yourself about procrastinating makes you procrastinate less? I feel like I need to hear that again.
Say it again. Shame feeds avoidance. Self-forgiveness lowers the emotional charge of the task. And when the emotional charge drops, your amygdala stops treating it like a threat. That's when you can actually move.
But doesn't being easy on yourself just give you permission to keep procrastinating? Like, oh, it's fine, I forgive myself, and then nothing changes?
That's the counterintuitive part. Research shows the opposite. Self-criticism keeps you stuck in rumination. Self-compassion actually frees up cognitive space to think clearly about what to do next. It's not, it's fine, it's okay, that happened, now what?
So what's the actual mechanism? Like, why does forgiving yourself help you take action?
Because guilt and shame activate your threat response, which is the amygdala again. When you forgive yourself, that activation drops. Your prefrontal cortex, the rational planning part, gets more bandwidth, and that's the part you actually need to start working.
So beating yourself up literally shuts down the part of your brain that would help you start. You can't shame yourself into productivity.
Never. And there's a structural fix too, beyond mindset. The Zeigarnik effect shows that incomplete tasks create mental tension that keeps pulling your attention back to them. But starting a task, even for 2 minutes, dramatically reduces that tension.
Wait, the Zeigarnik effect? Wasn't that discovered in like a cafe or something?
Pretty much. Bluma Zeigarnik noticed in the 1920s that waiters could remember every detail of open orders, but forgot them completely the moment the bill was paid. Unfinished things have a psychological grip on you that finished things don't.
So all those tasks floating around in my head, the half-started projects, the emails I said I'd answer, they're all actively draining mental energy right now?
Every single one. David Allen, the guy behind the Getting Things Done system, called it open loops. Your brain is running background processes on all of them, all the time. That's a huge reason procrastinators feel mentally exhausted without doing anything.
That explains why I feel tired just thinking about my to-do list. So what do I actually do about all of this? Like, what works?
First practical thing, and you can use this today, don't ask yourself to do the task. Ask yourself to just start. Specifically, make the starting action embarrassingly small. Open the document is a valid first step.
That sounds almost too simple, like just opening a file counts.
It counts because starting interrupts the avoidance loop. Once you're in the task, the amygdala threat signal drops. That's the Zeigarnik tension activating in your favor. Now your brain wants to finish what it started. You tricked the system.
So the 2-minute rule isn't about doing the task in 2 minutes. It's about changing your brain's relationship to the task by being inside it.
Exactly. And the second thing, name the feeling, not the task. Instead of, I need to write this report, try, I'm avoiding this because it feels overwhelming and I'm scared it won't be good enough. That simple act of labeling your emotion reduces amygdala activity. It's called affect labeling, and it's been shown in fMRI studies to calm your threat response.
So you're saying Say out loud what you're feeling about the task, and your brain literally calms down enough to let you do it.
Put it in writing if you can, even a sticky note. I feel anxious about this because I don't know where to start. That externalization pulls the feeling out of your amygdala's grip and into your prefrontal cortex, where you can actually deal with it.
This whole conversation has completely reframed how I see myself as a procrastinator. It's not a character flaw, it's a brain loop, and there are actual ways to interrupt it.
And the moment you stop seeing it as laziness or weakness, you stop adding shame to the pile, which means your brain stops piling on more avoidance. That's where the whole thing starts to unwind. The insight itself is part of the fix.